Hello friends, welcome to Personal Profitability Bootcamp. My name's Eric Rosenberg, I'm the creator of PersonalProfitability.com. I'm so excited to have you here to join me with this 1 week kickoff to a lifetime on the path to personal profitability. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to have one video that will be emailed to you every day throughout the week with different steps that you can take to go along on your path to personal profitability. Today we're going to start with day one, which is understanding our money. So what we want to do today is we're going to go through some steps that you can take today. They'll only take maybe a half hour after you finish watching the video. That you can sign up for a few different tools. They're all totally free, easy to use. I use them myself. You can use them to understand where your money comes from and then where your money goes. So after we're done with this, we'll kick off on the rest of the week where we'll learn all sorts of great tips and tricks to start earning more money on the side, starting up a side hustle like I have and like many of my friends and followers. So let's get kicked off today and learn how to best manage and understand your money.
All right, so let's dive right in. So I want to start out this whole week with a question really for you. Do you want to work for your money or do you want your money to work for you? I know that's kind of a broad question. Everyone would say, well, of course I want my money to work for me. Well, if you want to do that, this week is your chance to start. A lot of people struggle to pay off debt. They struggle with credit cards. They struggle trying to pay for things they can't afford, pay for things that they don't even really use a lot of the time. And why would you do that? It seems like a silly use of time. And of course, we all think, well, yeah, of course, that's silly. I don't want to waste money. I don't want to spend on things that I don't really care about. Well, this week is a time to look introspective, look at yourself, look at your own spending, and understand your spending so you'll know where your money is going and you can really take control and put that money to work for you. As one of the greatest physicists of all time, Albert Einstein, once said, the guy who came up with the E equals MC squared, who understands the biggest concepts of the universe, he says one of the most dangerous things is compound interest. So, if the guy who comes up with the ideas for what leads to nuclear bombs thinks compound interest is dangerous, maybe it's time we should start listening to him. So we're going to take charge of our money. This is, I know on this screen right now, you're looking at a big pile of cash and currency from all over the world. We don't really use cash all that often anymore. If you do, this week we're going to talk about getting away from using cash because you can't really track it and hold yourself accountable. And for some people, I know cash helps keep you on a budget, keeps you on a spending plan. For me and for what I want to work on with you this week, we're going to move away from cash so we can really understand every dollar that comes in and out. So let's start by treating our personal finances just like a business. When you go to work, if you work for someone else, if you're not lucky enough to be your own self-employed person, which I go to work every day, 5 days a week for an employer, your employer is always trying to make a profit. That's their whole purpose. If it's a public company, they're actually required by law to try to return value to shareholders. That's the mandate that the government puts on public companies. So as a business yourself, you have to think about your money just like a business does. You have cash coming in, you have cash going out, and what's left over is your profit. If you have more cash going out than coming in, you're going to have debt that you'll have to pay off later. If you have more cash coming in than going out, you're going to have a higher net income and profit, and that is wealth. So the types of income that come in, we have our main income, which is our paycheck. For me, it's actually the 15th and the last day of the month. For a lot of people, it's every other Friday. Whatever your pay periods are, that is your bread and butter. That's the money that you have to live on. For some people who, if you don't have a side income, we're going to work on that this week. I started my side incomes with the predecessor to this blog. It was called Narrowbridge Finance originally, and that became Personal Profitability, and that was my first big adventure in online income on the side. It turned out that wasn't a hugely profitable venture, though it led to a lot of great opportunities like freelance writing and freelance website design. So that side income counts as money coming in as well. So all this money funneling into you, that is your input. That's your revenue in business speak. Your cash going out, you can break down into two buckets. One is your recurring costs, things like your rent, your utilities, your cell phone bill, your TV bill, anything that you have to pay again and again every month or every quarter, like I pay my car insurance twice a year, those are recurring costs. And the other costs are one-time costs. If you go to dinner, if you go see a movie with friends, if you buy a new gadget for around the house, those are things that you want to understand too, but we want to break those out and understand that recurring costs, if you can save on those, it's going to have a long-lasting positive effect for you. Saving on one-time costs is going to, it's going to help chop off that money going out that you don't want to waste. So they're both very important, but it's important to understand the difference of the two, and we're going to work on that starting today. And what's left over, as I said, that's your net income. That's what a business, they call it the bottom line. It's the cash in is the top line, the profit is the bottom line, and as your net income rises, you'll grow your wealth. So you have, as a business, there are key metrics that business executives look at and understand, and they look at these often on a monthly basis. If you're an investor, you're familiar with some of these. You see them on a quarterly and an annual basis. So those are your income statement, your balance sheet, and your cash flow. And that is what I call the big picture of putting together and understanding your finances. So the income statement goes over actually what we just talked about. It has at the top line your income, then your expenses, and the bottom line is your profit. On the bottom right little circle there, you see balance sheet. Now, balance sheet is a snapshot at what your finances look like right now. That's also your net worth. So we're going to put together our net worth with this exercise we're doing today. And the final circle there is your cash flow. And that's, you'd think about it very similar to your income statement. It's the cash coming in and out. But in business terms, they look at cash flow a little different than net income, because on an income statement, it's everything that's current in this period. So you'll look at your income over a 30-day period and create an income statement for that 30-day period, or maybe a budget that we'll get to. A cash flow is kind of higher picture, saying here's cash going out of my bank account to investments. That's not money you're spending, that's not a loss, but it lowers your bank account balance. And the same goes with if you buy a house. Again, you're building equity. So that's a negative cash flow, but it's a positive equity, which creates a asset on your balance sheet. So everything on here is very interrelated. If you've never taken any business or accounting classes, I'll give you a bit of a crash course as we go. But these are the three major financial statements as an investor you want to look at if you're looking at buying stock in a company. And if you're looking at your own stock and yourself, you want to understand them as well. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to put together what I call a personal finance dashboard. And there's a few different tools that are all available free online that you can use. My favorite is Personal Capital. You can sign up there. I get a little affiliate revenue if you sign up through my link. You don't have to use my link, but if you do, I really appreciate it. You go to personalprofitability.com/personal capital to sign up there. And what this site will let you do is it will take all of your bank accounts and your credit cards, and if you own a home, if you have any student loans or mortgage loans, any financial account, investment accounts, retirement accounts, anything that has dollar signs on it or has a tangible worth, it will take all of those and put everything in one place. So you can see all of your transactions, every dollar you spend, every dollar you have. It's all put together for you, and actually at the very bottom it shows you your net worth and it shows you your cash flow. It calculates all of this for you, makes it really, really easy. And yeah, there's one you get kind of a creepy feeling. I know some people when they sign up for something like this, because you do have to type in your login information for your bank accounts and your investment accounts. But I have been using these sites myself. I used the first one I tried was mint.com, and I still have an account there. I started there in 2007. I use Personal Capital more now because I think it offers a better product for what we're trying to get at. Nothing against Mint. It's still a great option. There's a handful of other great options as well. But for this, I think Personal Capital is really the best that's out there today. And it's the one, as I said, I use myself. But they use, just to put your fears at ease, they use the same level of encryption and security that your bank uses. And they do this because we're going to use the free product. They do offer paid products where they can manage your investments for you. So they have to have everything super, super secure. So please don't don't worry about the security. It is all totally safe and good to use. And as I said, I've used it myself. I've put my own bank account information in there, and I've never had any problems. So your assignment today, I'm giving you a little bit of homework. This will take, depending on your complexity of your financials, it might take 5 minutes, it might take a half hour, shouldn't take all that long. What you're going to do is sign up with that link I just showed you. I'll go back one more time, personalprofitability.com/personalcapital. And when you sign up, you'll get to a screen that looks just like this one on the right, where you can link all of your accounts. So what your homework is to go ahead and do that. Link your bank accounts where you might have checking or savings. If you have accounts at multiple banks, link them all. There's no limit here. You can do all of them for free. Add your credit cards. For me, when I signed up originally, I had my bank accounts at Charles Schwab and Capital One 360. I had actually had another account at US Bank that I've now closed. I had credit cards at Chase and Bank of America and a few other places. I still have most of those. I had investment accounts at just Charles Schwab. Now that's grown to include Fidelity as well. My loan accounts for my mortgage, I have that in there. And don't forget your 401k. I have my 401k and my employee stock purchase plan from my employer added. So those are from Vanguard and Fidelity. I also added my house. It will track your house value through Zillow. So it will look at house sales right nearby and say, we think your house is worth about this. So that's considered an asset. You can also, if you own your own car, add that. Don't forget if you have a car loan to add your car loan, your student loan, anything you have, just go ahead and enter those in. And then Personal Capital will take care of the hard part for you. So once everything loads in, you'll see all of your account balances and a screen that I just took a screenshot from when I had, this was actually from my account in Personal Capital. I blurred out the account numbers because I need to keep those secure. But these are my, as of the moment that I took these were my account balances. You can see my savings account, my checking account, my local credit union account, and an HSA that I have through work. So don't forget an HSA. If you have one of those, add that, or a FlexSpend account. Make sure everything looks right. Make sure nothing's missing, and then take a few minutes to start looking through and analyzing your accounts at a high level now that you're seeing them all in one place. So first, look at your cash versus your credit card debt. Now, in business terms, for Accounting 101, your cash is considered a short-term asset because you can do whatever you want with it. Your credit card debt, because it's due in the short term, is considered a short-term debt. So if you compare your short-term assets versus your short-term debt, that's called the acid test. And if you have more debt than you have cash, you're kind of upside down in the short term. You might have to take from long-term accounts or have trouble paying off those short-term accounts. So in business, we say it's bad when you owe more than you have in the short term, because you might struggle to make your payments. And that goes for us as well. Also look at your long-term debt, those student loans, mortgages, things that might be due in more than a year, and compare that to your savings and your investments and whatnot to see if you have a positive total net worth or a negative net worth. Are you surprised by what you see? Some people have never looked at this information before. If you have already, great job. If you've used another site or calculated it yourself with Excel, that's puts you way ahead of most people. If you're like most people, you've never done this before. It's very, very normal to have never loaded up your account information into a system and looked at it. So are you surprised by anything you see? Are you happily surprised? Are you upset? What do you want to do as your next step? So start thinking for your own finances what you want to do next. So that's it for today. So I want to welcome you aboard the Personal Profitability Project. This is your first step on Personal Profitability Bootcamp. I actually just noticed that I didn't put the link on the bottom at the right place. But we have a private Facebook group just for people who are doing Personal Profitability Bootcamp and the Personal Profitability Project. I will put it on the next slide. So as I'm speaking this right now, you'll be seeing the new URL, even though I'm not seeing it. We do have the Facebook group already set up. I just forgot that. So anyway, welcome aboard. I'm so excited, again, that you've made it this far. You're already ahead of many of your peers in dealing with your finances just by going and signing up for Personal Capital, noting in your information. Tomorrow we will take the next step in helping you on your path to personal profitability. And if you have any questions, any problems along the way, you can go into the Facebook group and leave them there. Other people in the group can try to help you out. I'll be there as well, looking and answering questions. You can also email me directly, eric@personalprofitability.com. I do read and receive every single email myself, and I try to respond to everything I can. It's not always super fast, but I do get back to just about everybody, especially if you have a question that warrants a response. If you just want to send me a virtual high five, I might not write back, but I do love high fives, so send them my way. You can also reach me on Twitter, or I'm Denver Eric on Twitter. And, I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you all soon. So thank you, and have a great day, and enjoy your homework. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.